In terms of implementing contactless and biometrics technologies, have you managed to do that in the airport, or if not, do you have plans to?
Yeah, we were actually on that journey through 2019. I mentioned how we opened the airport in the March of 2018. Beautiful airport, fantastic asset and of national pride to Oman. But the technology in there was far better than the old airport, but not quite leading edge. So we had a desire to bring in the touchless, self-service kiosk, self-service bag drop, blah, blah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The project was due to kick in the Q2 of 2020. So surprise, surprise, it was postponed. The budget has been reduced significantly, but we are still looking through 2021 to go down the route of biometric, touchless and seamless technology, whether that's immigration in terms of touchless and seamless access into the country through either kiosks where you carry out your transactional stuff away from the border and then just go through a facial biometric e-gate and enter. And that's one option we're looking at. We're also looking at whereby if you know the airports like the Changi airports of the world, Munich airport, etc., they're using a lot of touchless biometric, whether that's facial, iris or fingerprint. Some up to the individual state, obviously, who put the regulations in place. But we have had a number of calls this year already with some of the big companies in terms of technology suppliers. We've also spoken to a number of airports on things like the single token journey, which you'll be familiar with, single token identity, which is using your face as your boarding pass, so to speak. It's a vision box terminology that friends of mine in India, certainly at Bangalore Airport, they've been down that digital transformational route. I think it's fair to say, though, no airport's done it totally at the present moment in time. Beijing, I've done some fantastic stuff with the SETA Smart Path. I think that's probably one of the best in the world in terms of what I've read about and seen and spoken to colleagues about. But realistically speaking, I don't think there is the total single token journey successfully implemented anywhere. And the closest I think I would suggest would be Beijing and maybe Changi to some extent. I think with the COVID-19 pandemic, I think the touchless element is going to be really, really important. I think, we may come on to it, but the passenger expectation has changed massively now. Where previously it was get me through quickly, get me I want good deals in the departure lounge for food and beverage, cosmetics, liquor, fragrances, etc. I want an excellent customer experience. There is still a necessary an expectation on good customer experience, but number one priority is health and welfare. Passengers travelling through our airports that we've seen since we reopened on the 1st of October, their priorities have changed. They want to make sure that they're safe, they're secure, there's healthy procedures in place, their welfare is being looked after, cleanliness is of the highest standards. They don't mind queuing slightly longer in check-in. They don't mind queuing slightly longer in immigration. They don't mind queuing slightly longer in outbound security if they feel that their welfare is being looked after. So hence why I think the biometric digital transformational stuff is going to be more and more important over the next few months and years to come. Big challenge is how it's paid for and funded, because this equipment, this infrastructure is expensive, and as a regulated airport, we need to recover our capital investment. And if the airlines are still hemorrhaging money as they are, putting in a few $1 million worth of new technology is the right thing to do. But what's also, as a commercial business, the right thing to do is generate a return on that investment. And if we can only generate a return on investment by increasing, for example, passenger charges or other airport charges, then that increases the cost to the airline operating into our airports. Subsequently, that increase in cost will be transferred onto the passenger. So it's a bit of a never decreasing circle. It's important to put this new technology in. However,
A catch
and I can
22.
see the benefits. However,
Mm.
the cost is significant. So who pays ultimately? We can take our part, airlines will take their part, passengers will take their part, ground handling companies will take their part, etc., etc. So the business case and the purpose of why you do this type of technology and implement this biometric journey through the airports has to be clearly understood by everybody.